Stop. Before you move into this day, listen to this. Not every danger gives a warning. Not every attack makes noise. Not every evil shows itself. And most people only realize it when they have already been hit. But today, that will not happen to you. There is a protection that is only activated when you pray. There is a deliverance that only manifests when you take a stand. And there is a care from God that only covers those who choose not to move forward alone. Many people face the day in their own strength, in a rush, in anxiety. And then they do not understand why everything feels heavy, why everything gets stuck, why everything hurts. But you are not walking into this day exposed. If you woke up today, it was not by accident. If you clicked on this video, it was not a coincidence. It is God calling you to align before the day puts pressure on you. Because when you pray, evil retreats. When you pray, danger is diverted. When you pray, heaven moves. Now, calm your heart, breathe, and do not leave. Because this prayer can be the turning point between a heavy day and a guarded day. Pray with me. Lord, I begin this day with you because I know that outside of your presence, I am exposed, vulnerable, and unprotected. This is not superstition. It is spiritual wisdom. Your word says in Psalm 91 that whoever dwells in the shelter of the Most High will rest in the shadow of the Almighty, and that is exactly where I want to be right now. Before any step, I choose coverage. Before any decision, I choose your care. Before any path, I choose your refuge. I have learned, Father, that starting the day with you is not just devotion, it is a strategy of protection. It is like leaving the house already shielded, already guarded, already surrounded by something the eyes cannot see but the spirit can feel. When I pray, danger is diverted. When I seek you, evil loses access. When I place you first, the enemy loses ground. Proverbs 18:10 says that your name is a strong tower, and today I run to that tower before any threat tries to come near. Today I do not want to realize later that you wanted to protect me. I do not want to discover too late that prayer would have prevented it. I start with you because I trust you, because I know that while I honor you, you guard me. While I worship you, you surround me. And while I place you in front, you go ahead clearing the way. As if something invisible is being pushed away right now, simply because I chose to start this day in your presence. Father, today I do not just want to start with you. I want to place everything into your hands. Every detail, every commitment, every step, every encounter. I have learned that when I try to control too much, I become tired. But when I trust, I find rest. Proverbs 16:3 teaches me to commit to the Lord everything I do, and that is exactly what I am doing now, placing this entire day on your altar. Not in parts, not halfway, but completely. I place into your hands what I understand and what I do not understand. I place into your hands what excites me and what worries me. I place into your hands the conversations I will still have, the decisions I will still make, the paths I will still walk. Because I know that when I put it in your hands, it stops being a burden and becomes care. And it is remarkable, Lord, how the soul becomes lighter when we stop carrying what we were never meant to carry alone. Today, if something turns out differently than I planned, I trust. If a door closes, I trust. If a delay happens, I trust. Because I did not place this day into just anyone's hands, I placed it into the hands of a Father who sees what I cannot see. And while I release control on the inside, something is already being arranged on the outside, as if heaven were quietly rearranging the details, preparing the scene for something that has yet to be revealed. Lord, more than speaking with you, I want to feel you with me. I do not want a mechanical prayer. I want your real presence. Your word says in Exodus 33:14 that your presence will go with me and will give me rest. And that is what I seek early in the morning. Not just answers, but companionship. Because when you are present, the heart calms, the mind slows down, and the soul can breathe. I realize, Father, that on the days I ignore you in the morning, everything feels heavier. But when I invite you in, even the simple things gain meaning. A cup of coffee becomes a moment of gratitude. A silence becomes comfort. A thought becomes direction. It is as if you organize the inside before I face what is on the outside. And that, Lord, is a gift that no amount of money could ever buy. Today I do not want to go through this day without noticing that you are here. I want to recognize your presence in the small things, in the details, in the pauses. I want to feel you in the journey, in the decision, in the stillness. Because when your presence manifests, something inside me becomes steady. And I know this will be essential for everything I will still live in the next hours. Father, today I do not wake up on autopilot. I wake up grateful, because I know that opening my eyes is not routine, it is a silent miracle. Lamentations 3:22-23 says that it is by your mercies that we are not consumed, and that they are renewed every morning, and I receive that as living truth. Some people went to sleep and did not wake up, and I did. That is already grace. That is already care. That is already love in action. I thank you for the breath, for the heart beating, for the mind working, for the body responding. Even when something hurts, even when something feels tired, I still give thanks, because being alive is opportunity. It is a chance to begin again, to forgive, to get it right, to try again. And I learn, Lord, that when gratitude enters, complaint loses its place. When I give thanks, the weight becomes lighter. When I give thanks, heaven draws near. Today, I do not just want to live, I want to value. I do not just want to exist, I want to recognize. To recognize that every breath is a gift, that every morning is an invitation, that every awakening is a new page you place in my hands, blank and full of possibility. And as I give thanks for being alive right now, something inside me already begins to align, as if this simple thank you were making room for something new to be born in my heart. Father, I thank you because in you, there is always a new beginning. Your word says in Isaiah 43:19 that you are doing a new thing and that it is already springing forth, and I choose to believe that today. Even if yesterday was difficult, even if I failed, even if something hurt, I am not stuck in what has passed. I step into this day with living hope because you never call me backward. You always call me forward. I learn from you, Lord, that a new beginning does not depend on perfect circumstances. It depends on a surrendered heart. Sometimes the situation does not change, but inside everything is rearranged. And that is already a miracle. That is already restoration in motion. That is you giving me another chance to do better, to speak better, to respond better. And how freeing it is to know that I do not have to get everything right yesterday to live something new today. Today, I do not carry guilt. I carry expectation. I do not carry shame. I carry faith. I receive this new beginning like someone receiving a gift they did not deserve, but deeply needed. And as I embrace this new opportunity you are giving me right now, something already begins to be renewed inside me, as if hope were waking up with the sun, preparing my heart for everything that will still unfold in this day. Lord, I honor you because your mercy is not recycled. It is brand new every single day. Lamentations 3:23 says that great is your faithfulness, and I feel that the moment I wake up. You do not receive me with demands. You receive me with care. You do not call me by my failure. You call me by my name. You do not look at me through what I did wrong. You look at me through what I can still become. It is powerful to realize, God, that while the world throws things in my face, you erase. While people remember, you forgive. While I condemn myself, you restore. and that changes everything inside me. Because knowing that your mercy meets me every morning gives me courage to rise, to try again, to not give up on myself or on what you still want to do through me. Today, I do not live by yesterday. I live by now. I do not move by guilt. I move by grace. I receive this mercy like someone receiving an embrace after a fall. And as I rest in this truth right now, something is being healed in silence, as if you were cleansing inside what no one else can see. Lord, I acknowledge that I am not safe by chance. I am safe because you guard me. Psalm 121 says that the keeper of Israel neither slumbers nor sleeps, and that brings deep rest to my heart. While I sleep, you watch. While I am distracted, you protect. While I walk my path, you have already gone ahead removing what could harm me. I have learned that there are dangers that make no noise, attacks that give no warning, traps that do not show themselves. That is why I do not trust my perception. I trust your covering. When I place myself in prayer, evil loses access. When I surrender, the enemy loses ground. When I align with you, the threat loses strength. This is not theory. This is daily deliverance in action. Today I walk with the certainty that I am surrounded, covered, and kept. Not by merit, but by grace. Not by effort, but by promise. And as I continue trusting in this invisible protection, something is already strengthening inside me. As if fear were being replaced by security, preparing my heart to rest even more in your faithfulness. Lord, it is impossible not to feel safe when I remember that heaven moves on my behalf. Your word says in Psalm 34:7 that the angel of the Lord encamps around those who fear him and delivers them, and I embrace that truth with a peaceful heart. I do not walk alone. I do not move unassisted. I do not face anything unprotected. There is an invisible guard, a heavenly escort, a care that does not fail. I like to think, God, that while I go about my routine, your angels follow my steps. When I enter a place, they enter with me. When I leave, they leave with me. When something tries to rise up, they are already positioned. And this completely changes the way I face the day, because I do not feel vulnerable. I feel accompanied. I do not feel exposed. I feel surrounded. Today, I rest in this covering that does not tear, in this protection that does not break, in this presence that does not leave. And as I remain aware that there are angels around me, something inside me grows calm, as if my heart finally understands that it does not need to defend itself alone because heaven has already taken responsibility. Lord, it is remarkable how everything changes when your peace enters. Philippians 4:7 says that your peace surpasses all understanding, and I experience that when I choose to trust. The circumstances may remain the same, but inside something becomes still. The mind slows down, the chest loosens, the heart can breathe. It is as if the noise of the world decreases when you speak in silence. I realize, God, that anxiety is born when I try to predict, control, and anticipate. But peace is born when I surrender, when I rest, when I accept that I do not have to handle everything alone. And it is incredible, Lord, how the simple act of speaking with you already rearranges my thoughts. It is as if every worry finds its place and every fear loses the size it had. Today I choose not to feed hurry, not to give stage to panic, not to make room for despair. I choose your peace, even without understanding everything. And as I make this choice right now, something begins to dissolve inside me, as if anxiety were being replaced, little by little, by a calm that only you can give. Lord, I recognize that there are days when the body gets up, but the soul is still tired. And that is exactly where your strength shows up. Isaiah 40:31 says that those who wait on the Lord will renew their strength, and I lean on that promise now. This is not human energy. It is divine sustaining. It is not excitement. It is capacity that comes from heaven. I have already noticed, God, that when I try to face everything in my own strength, I become exhausted quickly. But when I lean on you, something changes. The weight becomes lighter. The burden becomes possible. The impossible becomes faceable. Even simple tasks take on another dimension when I know I am not alone in them. And that, Lord, is rest disguised as courage. Today, I do not walk by what I feel. I walk by what I believe. Even if motivation is low, your strength lifts me. Even if willingness fails, your grace sustains me. And as I continue trusting in this right now, something is already growing stronger inside me, as if weariness were giving way to a quiet firmness that will walk with me throughout this day. Lord, I recognize that not every choice is simple and not every path is obvious, which is why I depend on your direction. Proverbs 3:6 tells me to acknowledge you in all my ways. And I do that now, before deciding, before responding, before acting. I do not want to choose only what seems right. I want to choose what is aligned with you. I have already seen, God, how rushed decisions create regret, and how decisions guided by you create peace. Sometimes the easiest option is not the safest. Sometimes the most open door is not the healthiest. And that is why I consult you even in the small things, because I have learned that you care about details I tend to ignore. Today, I will not move by impulse. I will not react by emotion. I will not decide under pressure. I wait for your guidance. I listen for your whisper. I follow your peace. And as I do this right now, something is already being arranged inside me, as if each step were being adjusted before it even touches the ground. Lord, I find rest when I remember that you do not walk behind me, you go ahead of me. Isaiah 45:2 says that you straighten crooked paths and break down bronze doors, and I lean on that promise today. This means I do not enter unfamiliar places alone. I do not face new situations without covering. I do not step into difficult ground unprepared. You have already been there before me. I find it beautiful, God, to think that while I am still organizing myself, you are already making room. While I am still praying, you are already acting. While I am still waiting, you are already working. It is as if heaven were setting the scene before I arrive, removing obstacles I did not even know existed, preparing encounters I never imagined. Today, I do not walk in fear of what I will find. I walk in confidence in who has already gone ahead. If there is resistance, you have already touched it. If there is a barrier, you have already moved it. If there is delay, you are already using it for something greater. And as I continue in this certainty right now, something calms inside me, as if my heart understands that it does not need to fight for space, because God Himself is already opening the way. Lord, there are days when I clearly realize it was not luck, it was favor. Psalm 5:12 says that you surround the righteous as with a shield, and I feel that in small details that only heaven could arrange. A delay that turned into deliverance, a door that closed to protect me, an answer that came at the exact right moment. It is your favor surrounding me in ways I do not always notice. I have learned, God, that favor is not applause, it is covering. It is not privilege, it is protection in disguise. Sometimes you deliver me without explaining. You protect me without warning. You guard me without making noise. And that teaches me to trust even when I do not understand. Because I know that if you are surrounding me, nothing that is not from your will reach me. Today I do not ask to be seen, I trust in being kept. I do not ask to be exalted, I rest in being cared for. And as I walk under this silent favor, something settles inside me. As if insecurity were being replaced by a quiet certainty that I am exactly where you want me to be. Lord, it is overwhelming to think that you deliver me from things I never even get to notice. Your word says in Psalm 124 that if the Lord had not been on our side, the enemy would have swallowed us alive, and that makes me tremble with gratitude. How many traps were dismantled without me seeing? How many accidents were prevented without me knowing? How many evils were stopped without me ever finding out? I have learned, God, that not every deliverance comes with noise. Some come in the form of delays, others in the form of changed plans, others in the form of a no when I wanted a yes. Sometimes I complain, and later I realize it was protection. Sometimes I insist, and later I understand it was deliverance, and that teaches me to trust your interruptions more than my hurry. Today, I do not question what you prevented. I reverence it. I do not complain about what did not happen. I give thanks, because I know that if something did not go forward, it is because you saw what I could not see. And as I rest in this certainty right now, something adjusts inside me, as if faith were learning to celebrate even the deliverances I will never know. Lord, I recognize that not every tiredness is physical, and not every pain is visible. There are wounds that stay inside, marks that no one sees, weights that only the heart feels. Your word says in Psalm 147:3 that you heal the brokenhearted and bind up their wounds, and I lean on that now. I do not hide, I do not pretend, I come exactly as I am. I have realized, God, that restoration does not happen in noise. It happens in silence. It does not happen in haste. It happens in surrender. Sometimes it is a tear that falls. Sometimes it is a sigh that releases. Sometimes it is a relief that comes without explanation. And I learn that when I stop pretending to be strong, you begin to release healing. Today I do not carry what wounded me. I place it in your hands. I do not feed what hurt me. I release it. I do not revisit what broke me. I trust you. And as I let these burdens go right now, something begins to be restored inside me, as if you were rebuilding in silence areas that the world could never reach. Lord, there is a kind of tiredness that sleep cannot fix and physical rest cannot heal. It is the weariness of the soul, the kind that weighs without making noise. And that is exactly where you enter with care. Your word says in Matthew 11:28 that those who are weary and burdened find rest in you, and I draw near to that promise now with everything that feels heavy inside me. I realize, God, that many times I keep smiling on the outside while bleeding on the inside, functioning on the outside while exhausted within. But you are not fooled by appearances. You touch the root. You do not treat the symptom. You heal the source. And that changes everything, because I do not need to explain. I only need to open myself. And you understand even what I cannot put into words. Today I do not ask for strength to endure. I ask for healing to live light. I do not ask for anesthesia. I ask for freedom. And as I allow myself to receive this relief right now, something begins to loosen inside me, as if my soul were breathing again, preparing to walk more freely in what is still ahead. Lord, I recognize that trusting you is not closing my eyes to reality. It is opening my eyes to truth. Proverbs 3:5 calls me to trust in you with all my heart and not lean on my own understanding, and I choose that today. Even without understanding everything, even without seeing everything, even without having all the answers, I rest in the one who never fails. I have learned, God, that when I try to control everything, I become drained. But when I trust, I become relieved. Trusting you means releasing the weight of having to predict, solve, and guarantee. It means accepting that you see angles I do not see, paths I do not perceive, dangers I do not detect. And that gives me a peace that does not depend on circumstances. Today, I do not move by fear. I move by faith. I am not guided by anxiety. I am guided by trust. And as I choose to believe more than I understand right now, something begins to be established inside me. as if my heart were learning to truly rest in your care, preparing to move forward with more lightness in what is still to come. Lord, I do not come before you as a stranger. I come as a child. Your word says in Romans 8:15 that I did not receive a spirit of slavery, but of adoption, and that changes everything inside me. I do not ask for permission to exist. I walk with the security of someone who has been chosen. I do not live trying to prove my value. I rest in the love that has already been given to me. I realize, God, that when I forget who I am in you, I shrink. I silence myself. I pull back. But when I remember my identity, I position myself. I speak with more faith. I walk with more firmness. I face things with more courage. Because a child does not beg. A child trusts. A child does not panic. A child waits. And that completely reorganizes the way I face life. Today I reject the voice of accusation and embrace the voice of sonship. I am not rejected. I am welcomed. I am not forgotten. I am remembered. And as I affirm this truth right now, something rises inside me, as if insecurity were being replaced by a quiet certainty that I belong, and that will make a difference in everything that is still ahead. Lord, I learn from you that I do not enter battles trying to win. I enter already positioned in victory. Your word says in 1 Corinthians 15:57 that thanks be to God who gives us the victory through Jesus Christ, and I receive that as identity. I do not fight out of desperation. I fight out of confidence. I do not move forward in fear. I move forward in certainty. I have already noticed, God, that many struggles lose their strength when I remember who is with me. The problem may be big, but you are greater. The pressure may be intense, but your authority is higher. And when I position myself in you, something shifts in the atmosphere. It is as if heaven manifests before any confrontation even begins. And that, Lord, completely changes the way I face challenges. Today I do not wait until the end to celebrate. I celebrate before. Not because everything is solved, but because you are already involved. And as I walk in this conviction right now, something strengthens inside me, as if courage were being activated in silence, preparing my spirit to overcome what has not even appeared yet. Lord, I recognize that not every open door comes from chance, and not every opportunity is born from human effort. Revelation 3:8 says that when you open a door, no one can shut it, and that brings deep peace to my heart. I do not need to force paths. I do not need to push situations. I do not need to exhaust myself trying to convince. When it comes from you, it flows. When it is yours, it remains. I have already seen, God, opportunities arise where I least expected. Answers come through simple conversations. Solutions be born from unexpected encounters. And I learn that you work behind the scenes while I remain faithful in the process. Sometimes it is a yes that appears among many no's. Sometimes it is favor that shows up when everything seems stuck. And that teaches me not to despise small beginnings. Today, I do not chase doors. I trust the one who holds the key. I do not pursue opportunities. I rest in the one who creates them. And as I walk in this certainty right now, something aligns inside me, as if my heart were being prepared to recognize what you're about to place in my path. Lord, I recognize that not every person who crosses my path is by chance. Your word says in Proverbs 16:9 that the human heart plans its way, but the Lord directs the steps. And I believe that this also includes encounters. There are conversations that heal, words that align, people who arrive as answers to prayer. And I learn to value these crossings that heaven quietly arranges. I have already noticed, God, that some connections come to add, others to teach, others to protect. Not all stay, but all fulfill a purpose. Sometimes it is a simple piece of advice that changes a decision. Sometimes it is a hug that prevents giving up. Sometimes it is a sentence spoken without intention that you use as direction. and that shows me that you move even in the fine print of life. Today, I do not despise encounters. I observe them. I do not underestimate people. I discern. I do not ignore opportunities for connection. I welcome them. And as I walk attentive to this right now, something sharpens inside me, as if my heart were being trained to recognize the right people at the right time, preparing the ground for what is still going to unfold. Lord, I recognize that not everything that can be said should be said, and not everything that can be done should be done. James 1:5 says that, "You give wisdom generously to those who ask, and that is what I seek now." I do not want just information. I want discernment. I do not want just reaction. I want direction. I do not want just opinion. I want guidance from above. I've already seen, God, how a word spoken at the wrong time creates wounds, and how the right word brings healing. How a thoughtless action creates noise, and how a guided action creates peace. And I learned that wisdom is not speaking beautifully, it is speaking at the right time. It is not acting fast, it is acting aligned. It is not deciding under pressure, it is deciding with inner clarity. Today I ask that you govern my mouth, direct my steps, and illuminate my choices. That I may know when to move forward, when to wait, when to be silent, and when to take a stand. And as I surrender to this leading right now, something adjusts inside me, as if my heart were being tuned to listen better before acting, preparing the way for safer decisions in what is still ahead. Lord, I recognize that there are weights I was never meant to carry. Your word says in 1 Peter 5:7 to cast all my anxiety on you because you care for me, and I take hold of that now. I do not need to pretend strength. I can admit weariness. I do not need to maintain appearances. I can rest in your faithfulness, and that alone already brings relief inside me. I realize, God, that many times I carry things that are not even mine, other people's expectations, internal pressure, future fears, old guilt. And all of that piles up in silence, stealing lightness, draining joy. But today, I choose to release. I choose to let go. I choose to trust. Because when I give it to you, you take over. When I release it, you sustain it. Today, I do not move forward with a tight heart. I move forward with a surrendered heart. I do not advance with burdens. I advance with faith. And as I place these worries in your hands right now, something begins to loosen inside me, as if the weight were being removed layer by layer, preparing my soul to breathe better in what is still to come. Lord, I learn from you that rest is not the absence of problems, it is the presence of trust. Psalm 46:10 says, "Be still and know that I am God," and that teaches me that even in the middle of chaos, I can remain at peace. The battles may continue on the outside, but on the inside something stabilizes when I choose to look at you above the situation. I realize, God, that the world shouts, pressures, demands, but you whisper and calm. While everything asks for reaction, you ask for surrender. While everything demands an answer, you offer rest. And it is in this place of yielding that I find strength without effort, peace without explanation, security without human guarantees. Today, I do not allow the battle to steal my serenity. I do not let the struggle dictate my mood. I choose to rest even before seeing the victory. And as I do this right now, something deepens inside me, as if faith were learning to remain firm even when the scene has not yet changed, preparing my heart to stand with authority in what is still ahead. Lord, I learn that what I declare also builds. Proverbs 18:21 says that life and death are in the power of the tongue, and that makes me intentional with my words. I do not want to repeat the problem. I want to release promise. I do not want to amplify fear. I want to affirm faith. Because I know that what I speak in agreement with you creates an atmosphere of victory. I realize, God, that when I position myself verbally, something moves in the unseen. It is not shouting, it is authority. It is not force, it is alignment. When I say I trust, fear loses ground. When I say God is with me, insecurity falls silent. When I say it will work out, I am not being naive, I am being biblical, and that shifts the atmosphere around me. Today I choose to declare life, not limitation, hope, not lack, victory, not defeat. I align my mouth with your truth. And as I do this right now, something is being established inside me, as if courage were being activated in silence, preparing my spirit to step into the next level of what you are still going to reveal. Lord, I have learned that the end of a day often reveals how it began. When I start with you, I finish in peace. When I begin in your presence, I end strengthened. Psalm 37:5 says to commit your way to the Lord and trust in Him, and I see that lived out in practice. It is not that everything is perfect, it is that everything is sustained. I have already noticed, God, that days started in haste end in exhaustion, but days started in prayer end in gratitude. Even when something does not turn out as I planned, I still recognize that I was kept, guided, and spared. And that teaches me that victory is not the absence of struggle, it is the presence of God in every stage. Today I choose to start well so I can finish better. I choose to align the morning to harvest lightness at night. And as I do this right now, something is being established inside me, as if my heart were being prepared to recognize later that it was worth putting you first from the very beginning. Now I ask you with care, but also with truth. What is going to change in you after this prayer? Are you only going to feel peace for a few minutes? Or are you going to choose to walk protected, guarded, and aligned with God throughout the entire day? Because praying here is powerful, but living under this covering out there is transformative. It shows in the way you speak, in the way you react, in the way you treat people, in the way you face problems. It is when pressure comes and you choose to trust. It is when fear tries to approach and you remember, I am guarded by God. It is when danger tries to surround you and you rest, knowing, the Lord is my defense. Let me challenge you in love. Do you want to keep facing life exposed, or do you want to walk covered by the presence of God? Do you want to keep reacting on impulse, or do you want to live protected by the direction of the Spirit? What would you do differently today if you truly believed that God is guarding you from dangers you cannot even see? Take this gratitude and this awareness of protection into your routine. Give thanks in traffic because God is delivering you. Give thanks at work because God is guarding you. Give thanks at home because God is surrounding your family. Give thanks even on hard days because evil has no permission over those who walk with God. Because those who learn to give thanks before they see live deliverances they will never be able to explain. They live protections they will never know where they came from. They live silent miracles that only heaven could have arranged. And if this prayer spoke to you, if it touched your heart, if it brought you peace, hope, direction, and spiritual security, subscribe to the channel now. Turn on the notification bell. Because here, we do not just start the day with God, we start the day protected by God. And those who start with God do not end defeated, they end guarded, strengthened, and in victory. Write in the comments, I am under God's protection. This is not just a phrase, it is a spiritual position. May God cover you. May God guard you. May God deliver you from all evil and all danger. May He go before you, stand behind you, and surround you on every side. And may all your days begin like this, in presence, in trust, in gratitude, and under the powerful protection of God. Amen.